Good morning. I'm Charlize B. Abiad from 10 Council, and I'm here to talk about federalism. Federalism not in the Philippines. Federalism is a concept that started many years ago during the times of ratification of documents as people live today called constitution. Federal basically states two different levels of government. Federalism has always been an issue in other countries like United States, and that is because of how the citizens ignore states and local governments even though these governments have a lot of power to affect people's lives. Federalism creates a significant role in the government because it will create a big impact if they, the officials, decides unwisely. Federalism should not be implemented under the Philippine government because it is not unitary, will create political dynasties, and a lot of Filipinos do not have knowledge about what federal system upholds. First, federalism exists two kinds of government, which is not unitary. This system will be hard enough to the Philippine government because of the power that is divided. Federalism creates relatively autonomous levels of government. According to William Ricker, federal system exists two different kinds of government that has authority of the same geographic area and people. Federalism can only work in one country whose local institution is strong and can handle political or even big problems. In my own opinion, federalism will not help on how the government rule our country nowadays. The fact is that it can work here in our country, but it can be hard for local institutions to manipulate their people. Also, it might be too confusing because we are used in this kind of government today. Second, federalism can be a source of political dynasties. Political dynasty is not good in our country because of corruption, who's one of the biggest problem in our society. Political dynasty can also be the source to penetrate their power and rule one country. Federalism is in favor to other countries, but here in the Philippines, federalism can be a problem because it reveals political dynasty. Filipinos do not want to be ruled by a family, right? If our country will be divided into states, then it can truly enhance dynasty. Political dynasty in our country is not good because it closely linked to economic power, which can put our economy down. Personally, I think that political dynasty cannot help our country because it aims to control the political powers just in their families, and they can receive the benefits in many aspects of political or economic interest. Based on the text, it is clear that federalism must not be implemented here in our country because it would make our country lose economic wealth, and it is also not fair for the government officials. Third, federalism should not be implemented because most of the Filipinos have been undecided in this kind of government. Each of us has a right to decide, and Filipinos only want the best to our country. The study shows that 1 of 4 Filipinos are aware of federal system. Approximately 37% want federalism in our country. 34% said that they do not have knowledge about federal system, and 29% disagreed about federalism. This survey shows that most of the Filipinos are undecided, and therefore, if they know what federalism means, they will be more likely to disagree because it will worsen the condition of our natural resources and skilled laborers and not necessarily solve the issue of an equal distribution of our government revenues. Filipinos is also making wise decisions here in our country. It is certain that any decisions can lead to a better or a worse condition. In this case, I take the view of many Filipinos is not aware of what federalism upholds. But I am confident that their decisions will be good enough to proclaim that federalism should not be a type of government here in the Philippines. Because it took a lot of advantages that could happen to our country. If I'm not mistaken, federalism also shall worsen the condition of what we invest in just for other generations. Federalism is only yet applicable in countries with strong local institutions. It would be difficult to provincial government because they only depend on our national government. Federalism is a way much more better with political clans because they are good in handling situations and provinces as their own kingdom. If a local government can hold erring officials and has strong power to fix political problems, Philippines can be under federal system. Politics have to fix all the political or even their country's problems first before making grand changes. A lot of information shows that how federal system is not appropriate in the Philippines. What they strongly suggest is federal government should not be implemented here in our country. Philippines can be a much more better country without that kind of government. The only best way not to have this kind of system is to think first what could be the problems if the Philippines is on the federal system and what could be the advantages and disadvantages of having this government. That's all for today. Thank you and Pax et Bonum.